thinking about making this video for weeks, and I am actually terrified. Not because I am afraid to expose my weight or afraid to share my health journey, but because I have never said these things out loud before. So this is not a transformation video. It's not how much weight I lost. It's not about all these things. It's about how it feels to be stuck in a body that is a project for you like your whole life. So, the identity of being on a diet. I can't remember when I wasn't on a diet or I wasn't trying to lose weight. It was always a new year, new me. I will start on Monday. This app will help me, and so on. If I do this, it will fix my body and I can be the person I want to be. But at some point, it wasn't me on a diet. It was like my whole personality. I kind of became the girl who was almost there. Like I was almost healthy. I was almost losing weight. I was almost happy and I was almost on the right way. But I never really came there. And every time I told people, I could almost hear them say, like, again, she's probably gonna fail. And I was embarrassed to fail even before I began. And the weird thing is, when you tell people that you're going to lose weight, it's kind of a project for everyone. Everyone has the perfect way. I can lose weight. I can just do this. I can just go work out. This has worked for them. And I kind of allowed them, or they think I allowed them, to comment on my body and how I look and how I should look. So it's like your body becomes a group project. And I never wanted that. So this is actually what I'm scared of. Maybe you'll see this video in 6 years and think like nothing has changed at all. And I will feel so embarrassed. But I don't want this to be another diet where it's all about losing weight. I want this to be my life. I want this to be the person I am. And I don't want to be a project all the time. So I realized that I am the big friend. Like nobody has told me that I am the fat friend. It's more like a silent thing and maybe also a thing for myself. It's like when people are saying that, oh, I have this shirt I cannot fit, it's way too big for me, so maybe it will fit you. And I don't even think that they say it to be mean, but it's just like a natural thing to say because it's obvious for everyone that I am way bigger than them. And I think all of us know that we have heard something in our life that has just stick to us our whole life, and we are thinking back at these kind of things all the time. So one thing I also did is to joke about it myself, because if I say it as a joke, I also allowed people to say it as a joke, and then it's not them hurting me, but it's myself hurting me. So I became like good at pretending that it doesn't matter for me and just calling myself overweight and all these kind of things, but actually I'm carrying them like for years and years. So turning 30 made something click for me, not because 30 is old, but because I realized that I have been spending like half of my life waiting until I look thinner, waiting until I look better, or waiting until I allowed myself to be seen. So I have been telling myself to wait with a lot of things, like making YouTube videos, because on TikTok it's so easy for me to film videos where you only see like my face, but it is harder to do here on YouTube. So it's a thing I have been wanting to do for so long, but I couldn't do because I was thinking when I get thinner I can do it. Like then nobody will tell me that I'm fat or something like that. I have also been waiting to take pictures because normally when people take pictures of me, I feel so uncomfortable. I feel like I am enormous. And it's funny because I always tell people that it is because they are bad at taking pictures, but it's actually because I don't like the way I look. So, yeah, that's hard to say. And I don't know if I am the only one doing this, but I have so many before pictures on my phone, but I don't have any after pictures. So the funny thing is that I actually had the body that I wanted in my 20s. I looked fit, I looked healthy, I had a normal body, and people were complimenting me a lot. But you know what? That time in my life, I have never felt more bad mentally. Looking back, I was not actually happy. I was just having the body that other people thought that would make me happy. So the truth is that I am so scared to publish this online. I am scared that you will sit in maybe a year and be like, see, nothing happened. So I'm also scared that people would judge every meal I eat, every workout I skip, or every kilo that I gained. But I'm actually even more afraid of using the next 10 years on waiting to be thinner, waiting to be healthier. And then I will sit like at 40 thinking I didn't do the things I wanted because of my body. So this is not me announcing that I'm going on a diet. This is me telling people that I want to be a healthier version of myself. And I don't want an identity where I am the girl who is always trying to lose weight. I want to become simply a girl who takes care of herself. So maybe my body will change. Maybe it will not change as fast as I want it to. But I am no longer gonna wait to give myself permission to live my life and do the things that I want. So, do you have anything that you are afraid to say out loud? You can always write it in the comment section. This is going to be like a safe place. And I hope that you love these videos where I am honest. It takes a lot of courage for me to do, but I want to be authentic with you guys and I want to be honest. Thank you for watching and remember to subscribe.